Morning YTPC, Friday morning, Trucking Piper Bob. And Trucks Inc Garage, UJ bolts, UJ connector to rear prop shafts. Got some major wear on it, so it was making a right clunking noise when you're putting your foot on the accelerator. So before it bust, I took it into garage last night, so that's getting fixed today. So we've got a day off work. Vanilla latte coffee. I'm in the house, so I've got my vape. We've got the Castle Long coconut, almond, vanilla and bourbon flavoured juice in it. And I've just got a few bits to show you. So firstly, we have got some Fruity Seedless raspberry jam, but it's not Fruity Seedless raspberry jam, it's a wash jam jar. And if you remember, I said to you, I'm growing my own tobacco. So the reason these are in jam jar is because these are for next year and I'm keeping them in the fridge under hibernation. Now, if you look closely, excuse me dirty fingernails, you can see how tiny those seeds are. That's where your tobacco comes from. And we've got 4 types of tobacco that I'm attempting to grow. I don't know whether it'll work or not. Now these tobacco plants are supposed to be quite easy to grow in temperate climates. I don't know much about them. And we've got Costello, Carosia 99, Black Mammoth and Piloto Cubano. Now I think the Piloto Cubano is the most difficult to grow. They're all cigar leaf, and that's where we're at the moment. That's the Piloto Cubano here. So you can see it's growing slightly slower than the others. But they're coming on, nearly ready for potting on. So I think I'm going to do like 4 or 5 of each one. Well, that's where we're at with the tobacco plants at the moment. It could be an absolute failure, but you don't know unless you try, do you? But I'll keep you up to date with that. Now the second thing, we've got Bob's birthday plug. Now I've called it Bob's birthday plug because I sent Phil a plug for his birthday. But in it, I've got bag end. Now I bought quite a lot of bag end thinking it'd be great. It's all right. It's just I sent some to Jonathan, Piper X1X as well. There's not a lot to it. So this blend is a one-off blend. It'll never be made again because I wouldn't buy any more bag end. I've got some Kentucky in it. I've got some McConnell Latakia Flake. And I also had some cheapy rubbish cigars that I bought ages ago that me and my son Jono bought, and they weren't the best. But it's a cigar. There's a cigar flavour and a cigar leaf, so I've chopped them up and I've put them in and I mixed it up and I kept trying it and put a little bit more of that in and a little bit more of that in, and it's turned out rather nice. It smells wonderful. It smokes wonderful. It smells dark and rich now. I like them 2 words, dark and rich. And I'm pressing it in the pasta press. and it's time for it to come out and press another one. So by the time I've done, I'll have done 240 grams. So I've done them in 60 gram plugs, cakes. Centerfill one, got one in here, and that's another 60 grams ready for pressing. So we're gonna pop the press. Oh no, we'll do that first. And we're gonna take the plug out. And then we're gonna repack it straight away because it's the same blend, so nothing needs washing. Now, I have got my trusty, we shall do it, but we're not going to drop it on the floor this time. Got the trusty rolling pin. And there we go. And we'll leave that to mature a few weeks before we smoke it. Like I say, I have smoked the mixture itself, and it's lovely. And it's one of them things that you can do when you find possibly a non-excitable blend or something that doesn't float your boat at that point. One, jar it, put it away. Come back to it in 6-12 months time. You might find that when it's matured, there's a lot more flavour to it, sweetness, whatever. And your taste buds might have changed. Or mix it. Try blending little bits in and think, ooh, that's working nicely. Which is what I've done with this. Now, it smells beautiful. That's going to go into the jar, so there'll be 3 plugs in there by the time I'm done. And we are going to pack this one. So greaseproof paper, baking paper, whatever you call it. We call it greaseproof. What you use for lining your cake tins into the bottom. I've shown you this before. But other people might not have seen it, so it's worth a watch. It's nicely mixed because you can just keep turning it like a washing machine in these boxes. Now I've cut my pressing time down, which is, I was pressing for like 2 weeks, but there's no need. This has been in 6 days. I think you can get away with 3 or 4. But if you're not in any rush, which I'm not, you do it on your next day off. So there we are. Smells lovely. And then another one of them on top. This just stops it from sticking to metal bits. I'm looking forward to Phil's review take on it. See what he thinks. And these presses are great, but I won't press any more than the 60 grams. I think that's the perfect amount for this size and pressure that you can get on it. I did the 200 grammers, and they were just they open up too much. So to begin with, just nip it up, and then tonight, a bit later on, I'll give it a little squeeze, and again, and in the morning, a little squeeze, a bit that evening, another squeeze. Just keep squeezing it down. And what you'll find is, obviously, as that pressure's getting in there, that'll be quite loose in a few hours. Just keep nipping it up. What I found is what you don't want to do is go and crush it all the way down at the very beginning, because I don't know whether these would hold up to the pressure. I don't know, but that's what I'm doing anyway. So there we go. That's it. Look after them families. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.